Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we've done a bit of reshufflement in the cow shed. So I'm going to explain the whole reshufflement, why we reshuffled them, and then there's a whole new updated meal feeding schedule as well. So starting off, I guess you can see that there's a gate here which was up against that wall behind the heifers here, and those 3 heifers were mingling with these 4 heifers. Now these are separated because these are the 3 of them that are in calf, and these are the 4 that aren't in calf, obviously excluding this one who was a bit young at the time to get in calf but probably won't be keeping. Now obviously those ones are keepers, they're in calf, we're going keeping them. These ones here, we're going to put male into them, beef them up a bit, gain a bit of weight on them, and then sell them in a couple of months time. Obviously the teaser bull is no change there, he's still there. The only other change here is the 2 bigger calves. The 2 calves that were born first at the start of this year, 2024, are now being weaned off the cows. So obviously that mousy one there is part of this cow here, and that other calf I believe is this cow here. So, and this cow, that cow, and I think that's it. So those 2 cows are also going to be sold as well. So the male situation is these 2 calves have their own trough, they're getting male. The 3 younger calves are still in their little calf creep, they have their little trough as well, they're also getting male as well. So there's no sort of fighting and bullying with the bigger calves and the smaller calves, they're all separated now. These are being weaned off their mothers because her mother, this calf's mother here, this one is in calf and is probably due, I don't know when she's due, it's on the records, but she's in calf and she's due at some point in 2025. So those are being weaned off, they have their own little trough, they're getting male. These heifers here are also getting male. We also have to give these 3 heifers a bit of male as well, because when we put down those troughs there, those 3 heifers will start playing with the trough here, start pushing it towards them and all that. So to stop that, we put 1 trough in front of the heifers that are going to be sold, and then we put the 2nd trough in front of these heifers so they're not fighting and shoving and playing with the trough. Obviously when we're feeding the male to the heifers, we fill about 3/4 full of a bucket to a full bucket. The heifers that are going probably get 90% of that male, and we give 10% of that bucket of male then to these 3, just to keep them happy and to keep them from pulling the trough away from them. The teaser bull is also getting a little bit of male with his trough right here. He gets maybe a scoop or 2 because he's going to be sold as well. And we'll give the cows male as well, just because of the 2 cows that we are planning on selling, just to beef them up a small bit and all that. Now we haven't excluded the 2 cows we are selling, mainly because we wanted to keep the calf creep there. So obviously the 2 cows that their calves are being weaned off are here, but there's it's those 2 cows we are keeping, but there's another cow we're trying to keep as well, which is that other mousy one back there, which is her calf right there. But all the calves need their little calf creep, so we kind of just take away those 3 cows, or take away the 2 cows we're selling, because we need to keep the calves with them, and then anyone we take away will be losing out then on their calf creep, which we don't want. So we kept all the 3 smaller calves together so they can go into the calf creep and get their male. Because if we separated her, which is her calf, he mightn't have a calf creep to go into, or if we separate the 2 cows we are selling, so that calf and wherever the other calf is, they could possibly be missing out on the calf creep as well. So we have to keep them all together. The cows that we're keeping and the cows that we're selling, along with their calves, we have to keep them together so the calves can enjoy and have the luxury of the calfry. But yeah, so these calves here get about 1.5 scoops to 2 scoops. The cows probably get a half a bucket to 3/4 full of a bucket, and the teaser bull here probably gets 2 scoops as well. And then, as I mentioned, the heifers get their rations as well. So throughout this video they have been looing now and then, so yeah, we'll get on to the meal situation and start dishing out the meal. So first of all, we'll give a bucket of meal to the heifers first, put it into their troughs, and then we'll have to give one to the teaser bull, because he'll be playing, obviously, the heifers that are being sold and the heifers that are pregnant and we're keeping, and then the teaser bull, they're all on that one side of the shed, so they'll all start playing with troughs, trying to pull the trough towards them, and you can hear them looing. They'll be trying to pull the trough towards them, so all that side of the shed, the heifers and the teaser bull, all have to get a bit of meal. Even though we are selling the teaser bull, he's going to have to get meal so we can beef him up a small bit. And obviously the 4 heifers we're selling, beef them up as well, and then the 3 heifers, just to keep them happy and keep them from playing with the other heifers' troughs, we have to give them a small bit as well. So we'll start filling up the bucket. There's a small bit in it. So that'll be for the heifers. We'll separate that between the heifers that are going and the heifers that we're keeping. Yeah. So they have their meal. I gave about a half of the, obviously I filled about 3/4 full of a bucket for the heifers. I gave them about half, and these 3/4, and then the 1.5 scoops to the teaser bull here, who was eating away. So we're not trying to put any weight on them because they're in calf. They're only giving them a small bit, because otherwise they'll start playing with the trough, which is what the father said. But when this trough is pushed as far up to this gate here, those 3 heifers can't really get at it because they're separated. Shut up! Shut up! They're separated by this gate here, so technically they can't really be playing with it. But the father did tell me to give them 3 a small bit of meal just to keep them happy and quaint. So that's what I've done. And obviously they have their male, and the teaser bull has his male. So now we'll once they're finished, we'll move the troughs over to the cows. They'll probably only need one trough. There should be enough room there for them to just have one trough. We'll probably place it somewhere here by the gate. We'll probably place the trough here by the gate, and it should extend to somewhere near that girder, and there should be enough room then for the 5 of them to stick their heads out there and take the male. If there isn't, we'll put 2 in. But the father, the day we separated everyone here, they were able to fit into the one trough. So yeah, anyways, these should be almost done, and they're more or less just a small bit left there and just a small bit left up above there. But yeah, and when we're feeding the cows male, we'll give them calves their male, and the other calves their male as well out in the creep. So yeah, so the cows, they obviously get about half a bucket to 2 quarters full of a bucket. So that should do them. That amount there should do them well. And and now we'll fill the about a scoop and a half of meal for the 3 smaller calves. Now the reason we do put the smaller calves in their own separate trough is because the cows will start bullying the smaller calves with the bigger trough out there. If we allowed the smaller cows and the smaller calves and the cows to eat the meal in the one trough together. So we prefer to have the smaller calves go into their little trough and their little calf creep. There'll be no bullying then with any of the bigger calves because they're separated, and there'll be no bullying with the cows because they're not sharing a trough. And that should do the 3 smaller calves. And that's the smaller calves with their male as well. So obviously if the 3 smaller calves were in with the the bigger cows here eating the meal out of that same trough. The bigger cows, just like the two bigger calves when they were in the calf creep together, the bigger calves were sort of bullying the smaller calves to get at the meal. It'll be a very similar situation if the three smaller calves were to share the trough and to share the meal with the cows. So the cows get their own meal in their own trough, and the three smaller calves get their meal in their own trough, and of course the bigger calves here get their own meal in their own trough. And the cows are finished their meal. The two bigger calves are still eating but getting through it, and that's it more or less done. We also, if there's silage in front of them, we do grate a bit of silage in front of them to use as a foundation before we put the trough down, so that the trough is more or less even and it's not tilting one way or the other. If there's no silage on the ground, we just put the troughs on the ground and give them the meal as is, like that. But obviously when there is silage, we'd have to use the silage, scrape it in front of them, make a nice sort of level, even foundation if you wish. Also, I think I forgot to mention that we have the black cow out here. She's in the dry pen because she's due to calf on the last week of December, so probably like a Christmas calf. But obviously she could do a week before her. She could calve on the week she's due, or she could bring a week on with her. So we put her in here as extra precautionary, in case she did calve at any of them times, rather than her out there calving on the slats if she calved a week before her time. So yeah, where those two big calves are now, that's where that black cow was. So we moved the black cow out of her little pen here on the slats into the dry pen because she was in calf and is due in the next couple of weeks. We then took the two bigger calves off the cows here and put them in there to wean them off it. So the mothers can still see their calves, but they kind of get at them and suck them. And also the bonus is we have this up at the gate as well, so the calves kind of be sticking their heads out and getting milk off the cows. There, it's blocked there, as you can see. So all we've done then with the heifers was we hunted the teaser bull. We put the teaser bull, we curtailed them into that little pen out there. We put all the heifers out into this pen. We done the heifers before we moved the black cow, so I should have done it in order. So first of all, we tackled this side. We put the teaser bull in there, and we do the heifers out into the pen here, and then we separated them, brought the four in that aren't in calf and hunted them in, and then closed the gate on them, and then we brought them three in, closed that gate, and then brought the teaser bull in. And then we cleaned out this pen here where the black cow is now, and then we put the black cow off the slats into that pen there. And then the pen on the slats where the black cow was, where the two bigger calves are, we gave that a quick clean out as well. And then we separated the two bigger calves off the smaller calves and cows and put them into their own little pen here. So that's basically the procedure, and that's basically it. The three cows we're keeping are probably only getting male. I'll talk about that with the father as well this evening, because the cows won't be able to reach the trough if you leave the trough as far to this end as possible. But it's probably just to keep them happy as well. They're only getting the smallest amount, so it's not going to put them up or down. But yeah, that is basically it, and everyone is getting a bit of meal as well. Now you can see that this drinker isn't working, but if you have the tap on, or if the heifers or the cows are using the other drinkers, then this one will work. But other than that, it doesn't work. So we have the blue barrel here, which the three heifers and the teaser bull have to share, which we fill manually from this hose here. Now when the heifers were together, this blue barrel was only for the teaser bull alone, and then the drinker here was for all the heifers. So let's say if one of them heifers started drinking out of that drinker now, at the same time, when there's water flowing through that drinker, this drinker will work. But when there's no water flowing through any taps or drinkers, that drinker won't work. We did call the plumber, and he did give us one solution to fix it. So we just have to get time to fix it and see, will that work? But if it doesn't work, we'll have to get the plumber in. But yeah, everyone seems to be happy. There doesn't seem to be much excitement or worry or anything between the calves we're weaning off and the cows. There was the first day or two, but you know, now it's fairly quiet enough. There's not a whole lot of bother on them at all. So yeah, that's that. That is that. And these are our little makeshift troughs that we made last year. We did use these troughs last year as well, so if you want to go back and watch older videos where these troughs may be used in it, you can. But it's just a bit of pipe that we cut in half. So that's one half of the pipe, that's the other half of the pipe, and then we just got a bit of timber, cut the shape out of it, the round bit, and then we just screwed it on with hex screws. So yeah, and it's light. It's not, you're not trying to haul around a big heavy trough. They're light. A child could lift them, so they're super light, but they're practical. They do what we're supposed to do when they were being made. So yeah, anyways, nothing much to say. You know everything now, who gets male and who doesn't. The only one that doesn't really get male is the cow out there in the dry pen, because she's due to calf. Now once the calf comes along, if she's short on any milk, we might give her some dairy nuts. We might get a bag of dairy nuts or something and just feed her, just to keep milk in her if she's struggling milk wise. But other than that, she will not get male. If she needs dairy nuts, then we'll give her dairy nuts. But yeah, everyone in the shed, teaser bull, all the heifers, cows, small calves and big calves all get male. So there's a lot of male work in the morning routine now, a lot more than there was last year. So it's come down now in the morning and in the evenings as well, and all you'll hear is lewing. But yeah, these get male twice a day, so in the morning and in the evening. I think at the moment these probably will have to get male twice a day as well, just to keep them excited, because either side of them in the pen, so on their left hand side there's heifers getting male, and then on their right hand side the teaser bull is getting male, and then them in the middle not getting male. They might be a bit upset and get a bit excited and rowdy about that and start flitting about the place. So just to keep them nice and quiet and calm, we do give them a small bit of male. And I believe the cows here, I think at the moment they're only getting it in the morning or in the evening. They're getting it once a day, but we'll bump it up eventually in two times a day. We have to go and put more meal in the bin. We'll have to buy more meal. But once we get more meal in the bin and fill it and replenish our meal, then basically everyone in the shed here will be on 2 doses of meal a day, morning and evening. So yeah, but other than that, I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Other than that, it's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my merch, the link to that will be down in the description, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Take care.